Welcome, everybody, to another week of That Range Life, a show sometimes about golf. And boy, are we ever so happy to be here. I'm not upset I don't mean that in the spirit of not being happy to be doing the show.
It's great. I'm happy we're doing the show.
We'd be doing that no matter what. When I say here, this isn't where we're supposed to be today. I want to say it was roughly 20 degrees Fahrenheit today. It was snowing around dinner time. That was the last time I was anywhere near outdoors. And we were supposed to be somewhere that was more like 70 degrees and sunny and beautiful. But
the low was like 58 or something.
Yeah. We'll talk about that. But I guess real quick, let's get out of the way. If you're listening, hey, thanks for listening to our podcast, subscribing to it. Make sure you tell a friend, get them listening to it.
For sure.
You probably subscribed. If you're not, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts from. Maybe leave us 5 stars and a comment. That always helps in the podcast algorithm rating world. We would love that
immensely. Yeah.
And if you're still watching this on YouTube, you probably listen to podcasts too. So go do all that podcast stuff. But also, if you're listening to this here on your podcast or on YouTube, just catching us, go down below, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified for all these great remote shows that keep coming up. And look, we're in the middle of a COVID surge here, so we're paused a little bit, but we have some content we're going to work on, some new partnerships. Stay tuned.
It's true that it really is. When we're not like, I know you would think by now we'd be like so beaten down and given up, but we're not. We're hanging in there. We still have plans and we still have things. And once, stuff gets a little better, then we'll get on it.
We have an appointment.
It's
pending.
True. A good appointment. It's a really good, fun possibility appointment.
So we'll see where that goes, but we got more videos we're going to do. Look, naturally, right? When we're like, hey, you know what? We have a new idea for Gear Talk. We started working on it. All the struggles of our lives have hit at once because it would not be That Range Life Productions if it didn't go that way. Right. So here we are. Anyway, let's talk about where we're supposed to be.
Yeah. Let's get on with the show.
If you're watching this on YouTube, you missed in the cold open, but we were supposed to be in California this weekend. You and I, if I'm looking at the clock correctly, we're recording this on Sunday night. It's 9:22 p.m. Probably, actually, no, it is wintertime, but we would have probably just wrapped up playing 18 holes plus of golf together.
For sure.
And maybe going back to our beautiful hotel at a nice resort to freshen up, and then at our lovely individual hotel rooms, and then enjoying a nice patio beverage or meal or something in California.
Probably most of that.
Or even going to see, I have family who just moved out to the neighboring town of where we were going to be, checking out their new house and their beautiful pool and backyard and God knows what.
Yeah.
But instead, we're not there. We're here. We're here in the Chicagoland area, as always. And, this thing's been weeks in the making, months. Month. It's been a month in the making.
It was a month. Yeah. We
early December, we committed to this and we're really looking forward to it. I don't want to talk about what the event was too much, but it was launch of a new product that I think people are going to be very excited about. It's going to be very good. I am very excited. I say we, and I'm thinking you are because I am. So it must be decent. And you like to do fun stuff.
Yeah,
so
that's true. I do like to do fun stuff.
We will talk about it at some point. But as we're coming up to it, we go, all right, cool. We're there. It is weird times, but look, we're vaccinated. We're boosted.
Right.
We know what we're dealing with. We're not planning other than the flight. we weren't too worried about the situations we'd be putting ourselves in. And at some point, like, look, we're going to have to face this world anyway. So as we lead up to this, I want to say we booked our flights in our rental car on a Monday.
It was, it was what, 2 weeks ago, Monday, 2 weeks ago tomorrow. Right.
No, I think it was
a week ago. No.
Yeah. No,
really?
no. I think you're right. It might've been 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. It had to have been 2 weeks ago. I would have been freaking out had we not booked it at least 10 days in advance.
At this point, it's all a blur. So we were very excited. We just booked everything. It was great. And we said, we're looking at it. We're like, you know our luck. Watch this happen. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, if it does, we'll figure it out. Right. Sure enough, we come down to the last week. I went so far as to go, you know what? We got to check in our golf clubs and deal with that. I'm getting a new duffel bag backpack combo thing to make my life easy. I've wanted something like this forever. Anyway, even for weekend jaunts, you name it.
Sure. Yeah.
This is something I need. Good as time as I need to get this. It's a weird thing having to pack for golf media / play golf stuff. You're
it's a lot.
You need you do need a lot, but you don't need a ton. It's in a way, if you didn't have to bring your camera, extra microphones, all this business, you just throw things literally just shove it in the bottom of a backpack and you got everything you need.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's just complicated enough. So I get this new bag. I pull out my flight bag, if you will, from my golf bag for the first time in probably 4 years. I haven't flown to play golf. Yeah. And got everything packed up. Because one, I wanted to figure out what was going in what bag, if I had enough space, what am I forgetting? So packed up on Monday. Tuesday, there was a little tension in my house. Hey, we have small kids. What if anyone gets COVID and you bring COVID back to us? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine, but go and do it. And Tuesday, if I'm thinking everyone's on hyper alert, my wife is going, or my daughter's going, oh, man, my throat's scratchy. I'm like, it's 0 degrees outside and we're going in and out of the house. Of course, whatever. And then it would go away. Then she'd be fine. And my wife's like, Bill, I don't know. So my wife tests her. She's negative. I'm like, see, there's nothing to worry about. Then they went and did went to a lab and did a rapid test and a PCR test.
Right.
Rapid test comes back negative. They're so backed up. No results in the PCR yet. Fast forward, that would eventually come back negative too. Tuesday night, then into Wednesday, overnight into Wednesday, she wakes up. My daughter wakes up, throws up, is miserable. Get her calmed down, goes back to bed, wakes up in the morning, sounds terrible. Give her a COVID test, positive. I text you at 8 o'clock in the morning and go, well, here's what's going on at my house. And, you're like, what's the plan? I'm like, the reality is the smart thing to do, because we were going to be sharing a car, all this, who knows when I'll tip over. And next it'll be hey, Chris, I came here negative, but guess what? I'm not feeling so hot.
And there's also sorry, wife, got to go play golf.
Also,
try not to get sick.
Also a factor. And that was a big thing. She's like, would it fine? Everything's fine. But then you leave and then we all go down and I have to do this by myself. And no one wants to come get COVID. So now anyone's going to come help me. I'm like, yeah, fair point. So, okay. I'm like, all right, I think we just got to cancel, or I'm going to, our plan is out. You obviously, you could have gone. I'm not telling you.
I explored some other possibilities, but ultimately decided we were just talking about golf travel and how I don't want to go somewhere. I thought about I'll just go, but I won't go to the thing. I'll just go and hit up Laz or whatever, go hit some people up in California. And he was busy. He can't do it. So I was like, you know what? Forget it. I don't want to go travel alone and play golf alone. That's not fun. Just put the flight credits in my pocket and wait for another time. Just I have so many flight credits across different airlines over the past 2 years. I still have tickets to to 2 Pearl Jam shows. I still have flights to Arizona, San Diego, now LA. I mean, God, man. I don't know why I keep trying to plan
Did you
things.
notice in that canceling too, by the way, and maybe everybody else knew this, that you can't, unless I did something wrong, maybe you can. I can't use that credit until January 2023.
Really? I didn't notice that. I wonder if that's a thing.
Well, I did too. And I'm sure it has something to do with book cooking. And I bet you I could probably get on the horn with United and probably figure something out. But I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
The depression this immediately put me in. I'm like, I don't even care. It's there.
I also, I got to, I don't know if you got it or not, but the credit for our check bag payments.
I didn't even think of that. So they processed a cancellation and I noticed the credit I got back into my
ticket
account. Yeah. I was like, whatever our ticket was. And I thought about it later. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. But as you can imagine, I was so furious about everything that I'm like, I don't know.
I was like, where's the rest of it? So I got to go. And then I put in a refund request. I know this is fascinating information. Yeah. I put a refund request and I got a reply back and said, no, you can't get a refund for the flight. And I'm like, I didn't ask for the flight. I'm asking for my baggage. I'm asking for the $60 or whatever we paid.
That's interesting. Bags. So when I finally got to the point where it's like I could get out of bed, so to speak, I went, maybe I missed something where it's like when we got it, like part of the early cheap price, blah, 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 is non-refundable or something, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense, though, at the least, because you're not taking up that stuff on that flight. They'll give it to you to use at a future date, right?
Right.
Can't find anything, which shocking. All these airlines do everything in their power to make everything as complicated,
the worst,
to track down as you can. And so I finally got to request a refund, and I put in and I selected the flight and the bags and the preferred seating, all that jazz, right?
Yeah.
I would say less than 24 hours, I got back, got refunds for both seat requests, refunds for both check bags.
You did?
Crickets on the flight.
Yeah, the flight, you're not getting. Great. I got to go back in there because they just said no.
The only thing I'll say, when you put in the notes and get documentation, whatever, I immediately thought of the Seinfeld where they were doing the fake death. So and then the person, he's like, "Can I get a copy of that death certificate?" Right. I just put in my kids came down with COVID, and rather than infect everybody, I chose to cancel this for your staff and people I would see and humanity. So it did all that other stuff. No, and it's according to the thing I read on their site about COVID, even though tickets you bought, the flight we should just be credited for, but special COVID program, you might still be able to get it. So I'm going to wait and see. At the least I should hear a rejection. They gave me those two. So fast forward, you heard me say my kids tested positive. So, okay, my daughter, she only threw up the one time, and then, which is an Omicron thing, apparently, throwing up and nausea and all that business. Huh. And then laid around on the couch the whole day, took a couple naps, ate and drank a little bit. The next day, still looked a little shitty, but was fine.
Yeah.
Was fine. Yeah. And I can't remember if she did. So she's been remote for school and for dance now. Mm-hmm. I don't remember if she did dance remote. I think she did. This is all the next day back in school. Wow. And she was like, I'm good. And then Friday, it's like, she's fine. And she's been fine ever since.
Yeah.
Thursday, my son started sounding a little stuffy. And then Friday, he throws up at 8 a.m. and COVID test positive. And then he's terrified. So he goes down, and he didn't lay around really or anything. He basically had a half hour. He definitely wasn't himself for the day, but just being hell on wheels as much as he can all day. Right. And then Saturday it was nothing happened, and these two kids just bounced back like nothing.
Yeah,
so awesome. I'm like that's great. I'm very happy for this, and I'm not saying I want anyone to be in bad shape, but it's oh my God,
I didn't think for sure. I thought for sure when on Tuesday when your daughter tested positive Wednesday, I didn't think there was any way you were going to be able to do a show tonight.
Oh,
I thought for sure you would get it and it would knock you on your ass, and I'd be talking to Adam Fonseca right now or something.
I want to be clear with you. As soon as she tested positive and we canceled our plans, I said, I don't care how bad of shape I am in. I'm doing the show for effect. Like if this segment of the show would have been infinitely better if I was like, I tested positive today. I'm dead. I would have, just because I would have had to. But yeah, I mean, I can't get it. I was telling you before the mics went hot.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I want that. I'm watching them. They're bouncing back quick. I'm boosted, whatever. I haven't tested positive yet. So as far as I see it, if I survive this, I mean, we haven't isolated them. We're not wearing masks. And like 2 inches from each other's face, or quite like face to face touching. Like there's no reason I shouldn't have it. I clearly have some good immunity to it. I'm ready to just once we get through our period here, like live my life. And but that's the problem. I don't want to give it to anybody either. And it means I can still catch it. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Give me the 3 months of just a perfect immunity. I'm up for that at this point. Like if I'm not going to go to California and play a bunch of golf and live that golf media guy life.
Yeah.
Fine by me. And I will look real quick. I haven't touched my bags. I packed them Monday. I haven't touched them since. Like, hey, unpack, whatever. Like, no. So I'm even to the point where my golf bag is in I don't plan on opening that thing until I have to fly somewhere to play golf again. So thank God I have a lot of clubs. I have more bags. My new Jordan 4 golf shoes that we recently posted a what's in the box video for, and a review on driverangeheroes.com. Those are in that bag. I'm trying to think. My tripod's in there, so hopefully Intern Grant has an extra tripod laying around we can use. I'm not opening it.
Just order a new one. Just order another one. Just buy another.
I'll do that too. That's an option. But today, so we're really a week later. Today, I'm like, oh yeah, to record this, I need to get the microphone out, all the stuff to record the show, my camera. I have to order a new camera battery too, because my camera battery is inside my golf bag in the flight.
Oh my God,
the flight
you're
bag.
Such an idiot. You're so. I love the principle of the whole thing. You're like, nope.
I mean,
got to buy all new stuff.
Stop. Well, I didn't say buy all new stuff, just a couple things, but stop acting like you can't relate to it. And so
no, you know what I did? Like I just served my pet. I just took my medicine and was like, well, that's what I get. And then I did like Charlie Brown, sad music, put my stuff back where it was. And, that was it. Then I was over it.
I'll be interested to see when I let myself have the closure. I'm allowed to open my bag and put like clothes away. I'm like, oh wait, that belt in there, I could actually use that today. I better open it up. Oh, that's right.
See, I didn't pack any clothes. I didn't even bring my clubs out of the car yet to put them into the case or anything. But I did sort of organize the equipment, the media equipment side of it, just so I could take inventory.
When you you Instagram story all that organization photo and made me feel really bad. And then I took a screenshot of it and sent that to the 2 guys we were supposed to go out and see for this event. I was like, did you? If I didn't feel bad enough, he posted this.
It wasn't a shot at you, you jerk. Don't make me feel like a jerk.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Right now, it's like the sun coming out makes me feel
had nothing to do with
I know.
You. It just was like, I'm allowed to be disappointed, and I was disappointed.
Of course you are. Of course you are. But it doesn't matter. I can still feel, it's funny. Timing on this is everything. So I texted them like, bad news, guys, that Wednesday, I'm not going to be able to make it. My daughter tested positive, doing the right thing here. I got a call from one of them and he's like, no, man, absolutely. I really appreciate you like taking the high road on this and doing it the right way, which I appreciated too. He had a funny COVID story from the holidays, but it's not to be told. It's not our story to tell, so I won't.
Right. Let's not do that.
Then I get one of them's like, well, I'm waiting on some results myself, so I'm not even sure I'll be there. I'm like, does make me feel a little bit better. Misery loves company.
Right. Yeah.
And so kids bounce back quick. It's great. I every day since Wednesday, we've been like, am I feeling a little itchy?
Right. Talk yourself into it. I can only imagine. If it got into this house, oh my God, it would be a disaster.
Oh, you do.
We would have psychologically convinced ourselves that we've got it in a heartbeat.
I was positive today around like midday, like late afternoon. I'm going, oh, I think it's happening. My stomach feels funny. I'm like, well, you didn't have lunch, and then you just had like a handful of some jalapeno chips. What do you think's going to happen to your stomach, you idiot?
Right.
So yeah, I haven't unpacked my stuff. I've been borderline miserable. I have. I've texted you. You and I only talk at night when we're watching Dawson's Creek, which is funny. Right. I heard what I just said. It's like, or occasional like morning, like, oh, I'm mad at something,
Right.
It's just because we know where our heads are at, and
I don't think you need to be you shouldn't be miserable about it. It's a bummer. It's a bummer.
Yes. And you know what?
That's all it is. It's just a bummer.
Maybe you can relate to this with your weird birthday dates. January every year, because I think I say this every year on the show. My dad's birthday's in January, my sister's birthday's in January, my birthday's in January. And it's like coming off the holidays, nobody wants anything to do with it. Kids go back to school, so everyone gets sick. January is always miserable. And so it's really nice to have something in the middle of the month to break it up, some warmth, some whatever. Yeah. And for me, it was like, I could go on and on about virtually every birthday from the age of like my freshman year of high school on, being like, here's another one was miserable. This one was okay. It's like 3 decent ones, and the rest were just been like trash. And I go, of course. Now, and here's a half empty or half full business here. I should be like, look at this, dude. Your kids had an easy bout with COVID and got through it no problem. And thank God you have the vaccines and the boosters, so you do just fine. And you didn't even get it. Like, what a blessing. Yes, fair. But instead, I'm like, oh, another January, ruined. But I couldn't go do the cool guy golf thing. Oh,
but we still got some. We have flights in our back pocket now that that we have to use. And if it's January 23, so be it. Then
that's true.
You can look forward to January 23.
I think I have the guys convinced to make a business trip to the Chicago area this year.
Okay.
Come on here and say you have to do this. We'll barbecue, maybe do something golf related. It'll be fun. And they're like, you know what? I'm go for you guys. It's a write-off. And they're like, yeah, that's a good point. Well,
you don't even know what a write-off is.
Is that what a write-off is? Is that how it works?
Yeah. But it's not. Yeah, that sounds great. It's not California in January, but that sounds wonderful. Those guys sound really nice too, just via email. They sound very, they're very pleasant human beings.
They're quite literally the best. I was, so one of my things to make me feel better, it's been hilarious. Because the rules are when you're vaccinated, if you don't test positive, even in close contact, you don't have to isolate. So we've very much been like, we could tip any day. So it's like, oh, we're healthy. Okay, go to the store. Go get this, go get that. So like while I was still positive, I'm like, all right, I'm going to the meat market. And if I stay positive or stay negative, I'm like, I want to enjoy. If I'm going to be home, I'm going to treat myself. So let's just say I got myself a slab of ribs, which didn't come out that great. They look good. They didn't eat well. I didn't love them. And then
Have you been struggling with ribs, man? I feel like that's like the fourth slab in a row. You're like, meh.
This one was just a bad rack. It happens. And I'm like, it just wasn't great. But I got let's just say a really nice filet mignon. That's how you say it. Filet mignon. I got a really nice one. And I sent like the last bite, I mean, like, could have bought your week of groceries with this filet. Good.
Yeah.
In the last bite, I took a video of me just taking the last bite and sent it to the guy who we couldn't go see. So I'm like, well, this is what I'm doing instead. And it did help. It did lift my spirits a little bit.
That's good. I'm shocked I haven't had a drink yet this weekend. I'll be totally honest with you. It's been tough.
It's been tough. I feel like
I was also mentally preparing myself to enjoy a drink on this weekend for the past week, 2 weeks or whatever. Like when we booked the trip, I was like, yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to have some drinks, we'll pay it back. It's fine. Who cares? And then, I'm here alone. My wife's, visiting her family. And, so I'm not doing anything. And it's really surprising that I haven't.
I could see
just had a glass of bourbon just to swoop.
It's good you didn't. I could see this.
I agree. I'm very proud of myself for not doing that.
This kind of weekend in the cold, no booze, all by yourself with your thoughts.
Right.
I could see being a dangerous, scary place. And frankly, I'm surprised I haven't gotten in more trouble somehow. Just being like, I'm sorry I said hello back to you. I'm sorry.
I gotta tell you, man, I never thought I'd say it, but thank God for my stupid bread hobby. Because that really it's probably your meat hobby, so to speak, is just something to put my brain into and not, think about anything other than that, really. And
so it's funny you say that. I texted you about this a few times. All this time on my hands, I'm not going anywhere, not doing anything. And so kids don't nap anymore. They're older, but there's still rest time. I have 2 very hyperactive kids and they need a window of time where it's listen.
Yeah.
Take these couple hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, relax, watch TV, watch a movie, watch an iPad, do just chill out.
Right.
Don't buy they're not dad, mom, dad. It's like the classic Family Guy. Mommy. Hi. And he scampers off. My kids are very much like that.
Yeah.
And it's fine. Yeah. So during rest time is usually where it's okay, I will go work on the website, work on a review. Maybe I'll go test some gear. That's golf time, golf guy time.
Right.
Or even at night. Okay, they're in bed, whatever. My wife's wrapping up whatever she's doing for the night. I'm all right, I'll go do a little website stuff. I'm I can't. I've tried to sit down, open some posts to work on, whatever. I'm I can't do it. I did manage to build 2 clubs for shaft reviews. That was about all I could muster up this whole week. Be I'm just, I can't work on it. So I can't wait because I know how this works. It's, and I'm sure you can relate scheduling the YouTube channel. You get yourself in a position where all right, I'm staying on top of it. I don't have to worry about it. This is going to come back to haunt me and be oh, I don't have content randomly out of 6 weeks because I wasn't emailing anybody following up to get gear. I wasn't writing anything. It wasn't work. I did text intern Grant, who was on a snowboarding trip. I'm hey, there's been a blog post I've had a sticky on my wall for maybe a year and a half now, and it needs to be written, but I'm I can't do it. I can't write it. Too many biases. And it's I have nothing to say about it, but we need something about this on the site. If you're interested and would like to do it, here's the topic and we can talk about it. And he's yeah, cool. Sure. I'll take a look at it. That is about the amount of work I was capable of doing, and I'm going to regret it, but
it's pretty funny.
It is what it is.
Yeah. And I just got myself busy with all sorts of stupid busy work. The website that secondcitygolf.com.
Haven't looked at it. Couldn't do it.
Oh, I went through that and cleaned it all up and fixed that stuff and cleaned all the,
that's nothing personal geared toward you. That is, I told you, I haven't been on, DRH social media. I
don't care. You don't have to go on it. I'm not.
You know what I'm
saying. Go look at it.
well, you kind of were.
What do you mean? I just told you I'd clean the site up. That's it.
I feel like that's.
I prefer that you not go on there, so then you can't see what I took off. You're hey, why are my shorts on there anymore for sale that no one's ever bought except me?
I'll just go put them back on and be oh, whoops.
You can do stuff. I know you figured it out because you have stuff in the store that's in a draft that you've bought.
we could also just manage the categories different. So only certain things show up. I know how that works too. Don't start with me, Chris. I'm not in the mood.
I haven't messed with that stuff because I know how sensitive you are. So you just prove the point. But I'll do that. That's fine. Can I make those decisions? I'll make those decisions.
I think you're confusing me for someone who cares a lot more. And I'm like, I'd just be like, oh, okay. Cool.
It's true. You're right. What else? I don't have the list in front of me. What else is going on?
It's a good time to point out, you know what? One thing I packed for this trip in abundance, and I was like really excited about it.
Yeah.
What? Bridgestone golf balls, Chris. Bridgestone golf balls. I was thinking.
You beat me to it.
I was like, you know what? Good thing for this trip to California, man, we were going to have some cool new gear to bring with us too. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
New gear. I want to fresh, good golfing conditions. I need some good, fresh, reliable golf balls. Thank God I had a whole bunch of new Bridgestone Tour BX golf balls ready to go. And
I haven't put those away either. Those are still out here too.
There they are. I grabbed a box.
There you go.
I threw them into my golf bag and I said, well, I'm set. And if I need to, while I'm out there, after I lose all of these balls, after, the first 6 holes, I'm just going to buy more Bridgestone golf balls in the pro shop because I can. Right. So shout out Bridgestone, the official golf ball of that range life. Thank you for everything. Really looking forward to checking out the new Tour B series for 2022.
Yeah.
I have some of them prototyped right here, Chris, in my hands.
Look at that.
Do you think there's anything different between the prototypes they sent out and the retail ones coming out? Nah, they got to be the same ones if they sent them to me.
I would assume they're the same.
I'm not that cool. Anyway, shout out Bridgestone. Check them out. They're the best.
Absolutely. Link in the description, probably.
Speaking of 2022 gear.
Yeah.
It's new. It's that time of year. PGA show coming up. That's
good
been
segue. Yep.
Shout out. I haven't listened to it, but Adam Unfiltered has had a lot of thoughts on that for the last month and a half. Another category of things will be Adam. And I don't say anything now. I've learned my lesson. Guys, let me tell you about one event in the golf year I really don't care about. It's the PGA show. And it's not because I don't want to hang out with you guys and have a good time in Florida. Well, it's 10 degrees here in Chicago. I think the point of and why a lot of people are dropping with the internet and social media, the need for brands to come together in this big, huge media thing, go, here it is really, really, really diminished over really the last few years. And now I read on Golf WX all the time, some guys like, oh, the Cobra rep came through. It's September, October with the new stuff to show us what it's going to look like. And we can't take pictures, we can't whatever, but it's super cool and it's going to be awesome. So these guys are seeing it in the beginning of school season. You know what I mean?
Right.
So really,
I didn't know we were going to talk about this, but I will tell you, I listened to
go super deep into it.
I listened to Adam's podcast.
I also didn't know I was going to go this direction.
And it was good. He made some valid points, very similar to the points that you're making, this new world of, virtual and the launches are online and they do it before the show, but there's still, and this is weird for me to say because I'm really not old school guy. I'm I'm up for changing and doing things differently and all that kind of stuff. But I like the PGA show. I think it's fun, man. It's fun to go down there and be super golfy, out of your mind golfy for, 2 or 3 days and see those people in real life. And I'm not I'm not one of those guys either. I don't need to see anybody ever, honestly, but in some cases, it is just kind of cool to be in it, all the extracurricular stuff. I don't really, you go into the show, you spend a couple hours in there, you meet some people. It's really cool. And you have the advantage. You've been doing this long enough to where you don't really need it.
I'm kind of, I know I'm such a big deal. I know.
Yeah. But for me, I could go there and I could book a year's worth of podcasts in 2 days. You know what I mean? It's like that kind of thing. Like just go in there, do it, talk to everybody, meet them, talk, instead of emails or whatever, you can just knock it out. It's much more efficient. But and plus like you play golf a lot. We played golf every night. They have a 9-hole lit course there. It's really fun. So there's that part of it. And I don't know,
here's cool. Where I would counter you. One, I counter for the sake of this. I mean, I
get
this
into
another category of
I don't give a shit either way. Honestly.
Well, right. I don't really care. But I think like you are probably one of the major exceptions. Like there aren't many people I think who would have that same value as you. And it's very much become an event for, I think, the golf bloggers. It's an excuse for them to have to do this. They have to do it, which is fine. I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just, that's what it is now. And I think it's a one thing for all the golf pros out there. And I mean like the course club PGA of America pros who, if you think about the origins of it, this is where they went and saw the new product of, you're like, oh, I get to see the new,
and you order a bunch of them, green grass stuff,
H&B persimmons, and order them for my shop, right? Or the new Wilson Staff Dyna Power irons for the shop, right? That's where they would check it out. They'd order it, and it was great. And they'd meet other people, possibly find their new jobs.
Think about like the startups too. That like companies like Other. I met Daniel at a PGA show, the guy who runs Other. I don't know. That was just a random. I just walked past him. I was like, "What is this?" And
I feel like those guys, though not Other, but that area of the market. I want to say it's True Linkswear. A handful of years ago, did like a really cool setup and partnered up with somebody. But there's like a window of time, I'd say. Twitter just really started taking off. And it was before the whole social media world, like internet just almost shot the thing in the foot, where those like startup to mid-level brands who could thrive off social media, almost do guerrilla marketing, were killing it at the PGA show. And then PGA show, in an effort to like sort of combat the changing world, just price that game out, where it's like, okay, it doesn't make sense now for the small mom and pop brand trying to make it to get a $10,000 a day booth,
with 100 square feet or something. I mean, that's the bigger issue is I think that, just like any other industry in the world at this moment, you got to rethink your model and you got to figure out what the value is and repurpose things. And because I do think you mentioned like the social media aspect, and I know we're going to talk about it, but there are these launches, right? And they get a shot of exposure for like a week, right? You see all the different videos on Instagram or whatever, Twitter. But then it's when we all go down to Florida for this thing, like, I don't know, man, it does help these manufacturers, even though, I mean, you're talking about guerrilla marketing. Everybody there is taking video and doing videos and taking pictures and posting,
but that's like, where I think it has shifted, and we don't have to go too deep in this. I feel us very much turning into that golf show or podcast that I can't stand. But I think to that point, it's like Golf Channel, I'm sure they'll have some sort of coverage. They have to. Actually, I don't know now that they're not in Florida anymore. But
I'll be interested to see.
It's like everybody's posting the same pictures and everybody's posting the same videos, the same interviews.
Yeah, but not everybody follows everybody. We've talked about that. Anyways, whatever. I get it.
So I feel like I get so inundated with it that it's like I've seen it all, and then you start running into like, I do think everybody starts seeing it all. And I don't, it's just, it became severely saturated. And you can see per Adam's podcast, the amount of big names not going, whether it's COVID, like if COVID or not,
nobody's going. Yeah.
It's because a lot of them have figured out more strategic ways this time of year, I think, to do something with more value behind it, or realize the same value, because the thing has become so expensive and so hard to do. To your point, I think it'd be sweet, like something similar that really is just like social based. Get all the snowbirds down to Florida there to play 5 days of golf and wrap some industry thing around it just to make the excuse. I'm all for that,
Right.
What'd you do? I just played a shit ton of golf, and
I think they should still do. They should still at least have one day for demo day.
Good call.
Because demo
Good
day
call.
is a riot. Yeah, that's a fun day.
Well, there's something to that. Like maybe with all the importance of influencers, Instagram girls, and other social media, internet golf stuff. Maybe you just do that. It's like we just do a demo day or a demo week or something.
Whatever.
Hey, you don't have a partnership with us where you can get this stuff or whatever, and you want to like fill out your Instagram for the rest of the year, come in, hang out with us, do it, and we'll see you.
Because that really does feel like an event. Demo dates feels like an event.
Put me in charge of the PGA show is what I'm saying. I got it.
Anyways, you were all right. Right.
All right. So here's my question for you.
Okay.
So far, a lot of new gear that's been released. We've been told about, I should say. I'm trying to think. We have TaylorMade, which is a big one we'll talk about. Callaway with the Rogue ST stuff.
Yeah.
Cleveland announced some stuff, and I think Srixon has been hinted at. But I know like Cobra's hinted at some stuff. Fuji
Mizuno released a new driver, right? Or hints of a new driver, or peaks of a new driver.
Fuji by the time this show drops, will have announced their new shaft, which people are going to be very excited about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's more. Is there anything? What's caught your eye? What is there anything? Or knowing you're not the big gear guy, is there anything that's made you?
I am. Maybe the guerrilla Instagram influencer marketing saturation is working, but I am intrigued by the carbon wood.
Yeah.
I like the look of it. I think it's a different look. I want to know if does it really look like that in real life? And could I get used to it? Like the face color, I don't know. I'd like to just see it.
I'm not into how that, I'm not saying I couldn't deal with it. I certainly could, but I'm not into the look. And this is coming from, I was all into white drivers. That's never, I don't care. Get loud and crazy with all of it, but there's just something. I think if it was just, I don't know. I don't even know what I think, but there's
I just wonder if it'll look. Part of me thinks maybe it'll help me concentrate more seeing the face and the ball make contact. Or it'll just like weird me out because it's like a streak of color or I don't know. It's just kind of, but I'm intrigued by it. I would like to hit that. Yeah. I've never hit a Rogue club. So I would like to put that on my to-do list for this. I've never hit a Rogue driver, iron, fairway wood, none of that. So I'd like to give that a shot.
I'm intrigued that they brought the Rogue name back because they went Epic, Rogue, Epic, Maverick, Epic, Rogue again. I can't keep. What are they doing? Who are they? I'm just kidding.
You haven't seen the Mizuno driver?
I didn't. I have seen Mizuno drivers. I didn't realize they were new. That's on me.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. I just got a text from the Riv about that. I need to look. I need to go see it, and we need to hit up our pal.
Say if only we knew someone who could show us new stuff somewhere and let us
to try to test it or something when we can. So
I have a feeling he'll be okay with that.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by that. I know they were.
What about you? What has your given you the tinglies?
I know I'm personally really excited. There's nothing's out about it yet, but we know it's coming. The new Tour Edge stuff. Should be, and I know that's like shocking, but for how much I loved that driver, the C721 driver last year, if they're building off of that thing as a foundation, like I can only imagine what it'll be like. So, our buddy Claffey's said, the new stuff this year will be cool. So I'm excited to see that, but I'm excited about Cobra. I want to see what it is. They're bringing the LTD name back. What is it? It's like some longest T. I forgot the T stands for, damn it, distance. But the original LTD I was a big fan of, and it was like the first driver to achieve zero center of gravity. I don't know. It was wild. But I'm excited to see what that'll be like. But I'm pretty excited to see the carbon wood. But at the same time, I have like found myself extremely annoyed with the Tour Edge, the TaylorMade marketing of it.
Right.
I get it. Like, why does Eric Anders Lang get it? I understand that. Why do the big sites and blogs get it? Makes sense to me. But when it's like, insert random NFL player, basketball player, or actor or whatever, it's like, I can't speak for you. I have never bought a driver or any golf thing because, Joshua Jackson has it in his bag or put it on his Instagram.
Is there a celebrity that exists that would have that sort of impact on your golf life, that influence on your golf life?
None.
Nobody?
A golfer, some sort of athlete, I can sort of get it. Even like, oh, that's a hockey player who's known for being a good, like Mario Lemieux,
Right.
Something like that. Sure. But it's like, somebody in the golf world has some sort of like, oh, hey, I've been hitting this and it's kind of neat. Okay, that'll catch my attention. But Mark Wahlberg keeps jumping to my head. He's pretty serious about his golf and his apparel. That's a different subject. But being like, oh, Mark Wahlberg loves this driver. I'm like, Mark Wahlberg can love any driver in the world. He's Mark Wahlberg, has access to all of it, and everybody like, here you go. So I don't know if that's fair, but yeah, there's no. Here's one for you. If all of a sudden Noel Gallagher's a golfer and he's like, well,
there he is. That's the one.
Right. I'm hitting the TaylorMade carbon wood. I'm not going to be like, well, if he's doing it, like
you'll play the guitar that he plays.
Yeah. Well, assuming I can, right? Because that's a whole, right. It's just not unlike a golf club, but like, how it is, you play guitar, like, I just can't play this guitar. I'm not good enough. The action and the necks, I don't know, whatever, random thing.
Right.
Yeah. Right. But I wouldn't play, like, I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, so a golf player or influencer could catch my attention, but it's like, I mean, I wish I could, I've gotten so over it and I haven't been in a great mindset. I don't know if we talked about that yet for the last couple of weeks. Right. But I read a quote I can't remember if it was on Facebook or Twitter or a forum, but a guy's like, do you guys charge $600 for this driver to make up for the budget for sending to literally every single celebrity in the world?
I did see that. Yeah.
And
you kind of are, just so you know, everybody, you kind of are.
Shout out Sub 70 Golf, right?
Shout out Tour Edge, right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. They're not paying Dustin Johnson $1.2 million for playing this club.
Right.
By the way, maybe we won't tell on the show, but that brings me to a great outside of golf PXG story for you.
Right.
But if you're not paying, yes, that's exactly what you're paying $600 for. Tiger Woods' contract isn't cheap, man. Got to pay him somehow. So, but yeah, it's to the point where it's, I don't know, just it's they're like, I believe I couldn't reply to the group text emotionally. I couldn't reply to the group text, but you just in all caps said paint can for the media kit. I don't even get what the paint can was for, and it's like
that was Adam who tweeted or said that all capitals.
Oh, okay, all right.
Paint period, can period.
And I would love
everybody asked about the paint can.
Yeah, what's the point of it?
It had other stuff in there, I guess, some other accessories. I don't know why they decided to put it in a paint can. I don't know.
And what kills me is I would love to get a partnership built with TaylorMade. And so, by the way, if you're listening to this or watching,
I was going to say, if they send you, a box with clubs and paint cans, I think you'll probably post it on your site, wouldn't you?
Of course I would. Of course. And I would even say to them, like, save yourself the shipping and the package for somewhere else you'd rather spend the money. I just need the club. Just send me the club.
Well, yeah, you can get, but that's not they got to do look, it's not, quite as great and as perfect and as well executed as, say, the Bridgestone golf box with a TV in it.
Shout out Bridgestone, the official golf ball of that Range Life.
Just one of the all-time great promotion things for golf media. But
here's my point about, are you paying $600 to make your budget up? You don't need to. I will give you the same exact value of not sending me that whole big package. Like, let's reel it in here, TaylorMade. Let's reel it in. I don't need the big fancy package.
Right.
I'm going to give you good quality. We'll give you
stuff.
Yeah, we're going to give you great quality content. And just need the club. I don't need. I say you can save your budget on me. I understand. I don't need to be wined and dined. You know what I'm saying?
I do. TaylorMade, if you're listening, I'm the one that you need to wine and dine.
Just if you want to fly me out to California after I get COVID, TaylorMade, I'll come. I'll come to the kingdom. Right. All right, that's a lot of gear discussion. So we'll see. We'll have more to talk about as the new gear starts rolling in and we're doing stuff. Do you want to talk about the Sony at all? It was boring.
It was kind of boring. Yeah, I did. I watched some parts of it every day. We were watching, Russell Henley hanging on for dear life as Hideki Matsuyama, the killer, was coming on to him. He tied it up going into 18. I think you had said it like, dude, Russell Henley shot 5 under for the day and lost his lead.
You have the lead and you shoot a 65 and you don't win. It's like, hey, going out and shooting par is not good enough. Oh, by the way, update. Hideki Matsuyama Eagles playoff hole to win Sony.
Did you? That dude, I would not want. I mean, Henley, he was up whatever it was, 6 shots going into the back, like because he shot a 29 or something in the front, right? He was lights out in the front.
Yeah.
And then maybe he was 5 up, and then every hole after that, he lost at least 1 stroke to Hideki Matsuyama. And I would not want Hideki chasing me, man. I don't like that. That dude.
Every year, the more I watch him, it's like, God, what I wouldn't do to be able to have that pause at the top of my swing.
On 18, did you see the drive on 18 that he hit to set up the tie?
No, I didn't.
He came out of his shoes. I've never seen him swing like that because he had to hit the big draw around the palm tree because the big dog leg left, and he hammered that golf ball. And then Henley hit it into the bunker like a dummy with his 3-wood or something.
Like a dummy. What kills me is like there's nothing wrong with it. There's plenty of good golf played. I don't know what it is. It's almost like the production, the tour. Everybody's like getting back up to speed still. Yeah, especially coming off of, as Adam Unfiltered coined it. A lot of talk about Adam Unfiltered on today's show. Adam coins it after coming off of last week's All-Star game. We're in this. There's sort of like a lull of like, okay, we have the rest of the people now. Let's get back to
right. It feels like it's an off week event because of the last week's. I mean, last week it's a better golf course, better field. You had, I mean, these guys shot really well. I mean, Hideki won it, at 24 under, 25 under. But I don't know. There was more energy around last week's.
Since we could go to California and when I go to Hawaii this year and play Kapalua.
Sure. You know what was cool about, just real quick, which kind of, it made me happy and also sad on top of the canceled California trip. But when they would open some of the shots on Maui and on Honolulu, they would show the hotel that I stayed at when we went there, which was pretty fun. I'm like, hey, I know that place.
I want to be
We were on
there.
the other side of Diamond Head. Wailea is on it's closer to the, North Shore. We were a little bit south.
Interesting fact, Wailea Country Club, original course designed by sometime in the 20s by Seth Rayner, the same course architect and designer of Chicago Golf Club and the third revision under C.B. McDonald's tutelage. Also Blue Mountain, Wisconsin. I want to play Blue Mountain, Wisconsin real bad.
Is Blue Mountain private?
Yeah, very private. We have some fingers into there. We'll see if we can make that happen someday.
Yeah, and look, man, we got tickets now to go somewhere, and eventually this has to end at some point, right? I mean, apparently you're completely 100% immune from any sort of pandemic level virus. So apparently, you can go and do whatever you want.
Well, for you, it'll end for everybody else. Somehow it won't for you and me. It's just our luck.
Right.
All right. So yeah, we're going to go to Kapalua this year. You and me have decided.
Great.
Okay. That'll work.
Cool, man.
All right. Chris, what do you have going on in your world this week?
William, we've got a new Golf Origin Stories with sweatshirt magnet and Golfer's Journal writer, and he has his own blog, his own website. His name is Will Bardwell. Do you know Will Bardwell?
I do.
He's wonderful. He's hilarious. He's a chicken sandwich. He's a fried chicken connoisseur, if you will.
Nice.
And he's a really smart dude, really funny. And so he's on the show this week. You have a really good unboxing that will drop this week.
That reminds me, I do have to open my stuff that I packed because I have to review that.
There you go. So something that we aren't even allowed to talk about. I guess we could talk about it now, but we couldn't even. You've had this thing and you haven't been able to talk about it, but now, I believe on Tuesday, right? That will drop.
Wait, I might be thinking of something else. Yo, yes, that
yes.
thing.
Yes,
no, that I have written a review for, and that I do have. Yeah. Oh, that review will be coming up on JerryRangeHeroes.com soon. Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah.
There's another unboxing you have scheduled that that's packed away, and I do need to get it. Well, I'm not playing golf anywhere, so where am I going to test it?
You can't use it, so it doesn't matter.
I guess we'll be playing some snow golf soon. I'll do what I got to do. That's
right.
That's what happens when you're a golf influencer in Chicago. I'm such an influencer. All right, over on DriveRangeHeroes.com this week, we have a Fujikura Motore X HB review. That is their hybrid shaft of the Motore X series. Classic lineage in Fujikura land. So check that out. Then we have Intern Grant's first contribution over here at DriveRangeHeroes.com. His Pels Player Putting Mat review. So you might want to check that out. Should hit him up. Like, you still getting good use out of that? Good. How's the putting game looking? I don't know. He's busy snowboarding, being a cool kid. Shout out Intern Grant. But yeah, head over, check that stuff out. And
links are everywhere. Links will be included in descriptions and notes and the whole thing, or just go to Google and just do drivingrangeheroes.com. And
don't forget to give the podcast 5 stars and leave a review. And if you're watching on YouTube, give us a like, maybe leave a comment below, chat with us about whatever. Subscribe to the page, and guys, tell your friends. All right, hook us up. All right. That's Chris McEwen at Chris McEwen on all the social medias. This is his YouTube page or his podcast network. I don't know. Let me figure that out. I'm still working on that. Still working on that closing. I don't have it since we've gone double format. I'm Bill Bush, Drive Range Heroes at Range Heroes. Thank you for hanging out this week with that Range Lifer show. Sometimes about golf. We'll see you next week.